this clock. I just figured it out. So yeah, let's get this right. And yes, Trump. We're making a golden dome. Yeah, Trump, we're making a golden dome. I don't know who's here. It's Memorial Day. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on with this guy this morning. And one more time. That's right. We gotta wake up those paws. We gotta wake up those paws. That's right. We gotta get it all going. We've been up since 3 o'clock trying to get this content together for you guys. I know you're having a rough Memorial Day. Hard to get up this early because Dizzy Gillespie plays the sax. Me, myself, I love to max. Okay, you guys. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday the 26th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. Yes, we made it another one, y'all. Memorial Day. That's right. It's Memorial Day. They call it Memorial Day weekend, but I never say that because Monday is actually the holiday. I was thinking about going outside today and asking people, what does Memorial Day mean? Because you guys told me to go on the streets. I was going to go out there like this and really get some answers and see what people are saying. I'm kind of thinking that would be kind of funny. Hey, what's up with that power over there? Thank you for all the love. Blue, 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 blue. Y'all know what we do with all the love. We give it right back. We give the love right back. Thank you guys for all the energy and all of the ways that you guys have been so consistent with the follow-ups, with the information, with the comments and everything to help me guide in the right direction to keep the show on point. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Do me a favor. Let me know where you're chiming in from, because I love to make sure I get content from where you guys are. And yes, you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me at 6 o'clock in the morning on the morning of Memorial Day, we surely appreciate you guys. We're going to give some big shout outs to all of our co-hosts. Yes, we do now. Because of you guys, as of yesterday, we have a Discord. We have the link that's in the description and actually inside of the bio of our bottom line. Yes, our bottom line now has its own Discord. This way you guys chime in, talk to each other, and you don't always have to be in the comments, and you'll always be able to have a chance to keep the story going. I want to know who's in the building. Good morning, everybody. Let me know what you think about the Discord. Kendra Walker, good morning. Grand Rising from VA. We got Guy in the building from England. Who else we got up in here? Batty Lynn, she's got that cup of coffee. You already know where Batty Lynn is tapping in from. Actually, the first person. Batty like to be the first person on everything, y'all. So just be careful with Batty. Batty, the first person that signed up to the Discord. We already was going back and forth in the messages, and I'm learning how to get that Discord going. Good morning, Mark Dorfman. What else we got? Jeffrey. Good morning, Jeffrey. Where you from? We got Rebecca in the building. Good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Guys up in here. What's going on, guy? Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Discord. I don't know if you guys know how to use it. I'm just learning myself. Doesn't seem that hard. If you guys do want to join, go ahead and join the Discord. This way we can keep the community going and we can keep on flowing with the information. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. It's Memorial Day morning. It's Monday. A lot of people are off this morning. That means that I got a lot of work to do. I want to earn the likes before I ask for them. Let me stack the deck with at least about 4 clips. We have a lot. We have one clip that actually has 4 other subcategories in it. You guys are going to have to get ready to ride this out with me this morning. And again, all the love. I just can't stop telling you guys how much Woo, how much we appreciate the love. Thank you. Let's go. Let's get into this title. What we got going on over here? We got Trump. We are making a golden dome. Yes, we've already spoken about this before, even showed specific clips about it, but we have to get right into certain details. What aspects are going to happen? What does it entail? And yes, we have the clip to follow up on it. So when Trump says we are making a golden dome, we're going to get into that. And you guys stick with us right over here, and we're going to continue with that as well as much more. And in our subtitles and categories, what do we have? We've got bombshell book on Biden that's shaking up the administration and who was really running who was really in charge, who was really in charge? You guys tell me, was it Jill? Was it Biden? Was it the administration? You guys tell me if Biden was running it, or do you guys think somebody else was running the administration during his time? We're going to keep on moving forward. We have the Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has a major warning for Harvard University. You know who we call this besides her real name? Yes, Secretary Kristi Noem, but we call her Wonder Woman. She looks like Linda Carter to me. That's why I say that all the time. And last but not least, we've got the deep state. We've got 100 staffers who have been put on leave from the National Security Council. They're saying that the National Security Council was supposed to be one little chapter at one point, but it outgrew itself and there's too much going on. So the Trump administration went inside and they basically shrunk this administration and divvied out the responsibilities to several different other several other chapters and several other what's the word that I'm looking for? The word that I'm looking for is government departments. They gave it to several other government departments to take care of. Tongue twister right there, you guys. Thanks for holding me down. Without any further ado, though, since I have to stack 4 clips, I'd like to make sure that we're getting right into that. And we're going to start it off with Trump's response to what's going on with Vladimir Putin. I have to tell you guys that I have to agree a little bit with Volodymyr Zelensky when he said that even though Vladimir Putin may say that he wants to do truce and he's not going to have any more war going on, when you send over 200 drones and you attack people in civilian areas, it's a little hard to believe that Putin. So yes, what is the response that we have from President Trump? I'm going to get into that right now, you guys. And remember, again, don't just say what's up, even though I appreciate it. Also want to know where you guys are chiming in from. Let's get into this. Let's go.
Fairly innocent stuff by American standards.
Let me take a look.
Can you provide us an update on Russia and Ukraine as well?
Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
Mr. President, what do you want to do about that?
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. We'll see what we're going to do. What am I going to tell you? You're the fake news, aren't you? You're totally fake. All right, any other questions? I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
Can I follow up on that? A Russian commander reportedly said that Putin was almost caught in the middle of a drone attack from Ukraine. So do you have any...
I haven't heard that, but maybe that would be a reason. I don't know, but I have not heard that.
President Trump, Secretary Hegseth's acting chief of staff is a Biden administration holdover who has said some very critical things about you and Vice President Vance. Your thoughts on that?
Who is the chief of staff?
Ricky Faria.
Nope, we're going to keep on going. Don't want to talk about no hearsay because I got too much to stack in the deck. Don't y'all like the way he talked, the way he threw that guy up under the bus real quick? He said, get over here. Oh, fake news. I don't want to talk to you. Aren't you fake news anyway? That was hilarious. But we got to keep on going. You guys can comment on that if you like. U.S. House officials are cracking down in New York. Guess on who? Who they cracking down on? The AG. Letitia James. Sherman's having relations. Sherman's having relations. That's who we call her. Letitia James, think about it. Tell me she don't look like the mother from Nutty Professor. Let's get into this, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all know how we got to do it. We got to stack this deck over here and get 4 up before I can come into them comments. I'm cheating a little bit, but I don't care. Let's go. It's the weekend and it's the holiday. So let's go. Let's go. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. Let's go.
DOJ investigate New York Attorney General Letitia James over alleged mortgage fraud. The AG, Letitia James, has responded. We don't have the video, but here's the quote. "This investigation into me is nothing more than retribution. It's baseless. It has to do with the fact that on a power of attorney, I mistakenly indicated that I was a state of Virginia resident. And prior to that, I indicated to the mortgage broker that, in fact, in bold cap letters, that I am not a resident of Virginia and never will be. They just took the power of attorney and they're using that as a basis for enforcement of their investigation." Bill, do you know why she said she was a resident of Virginia on the power of attorney, if in fact she wasn't?
Well, I know that we are mortgage experts and we only refer things that we think are mortgage fraud, and we stand 100% behind the letter. I'll let the letter speak for itself. I do know, and I have seen some reports from that subject, from that subject's criminal defense lawyer saying certain things. I'll leave it to the DOJ to correct various things. But again, when we see mortgage fraud, we are going to report it. When we see mortgage fraud, we are going to prosecute it within the confines of our duties. And we are not going to be intimidated by a subject's criminal defense lawyer. We are not going to be intimidated by a politician, or just because you have an Esquire behind your name. We are not going to be intimidated by people. If we see mortgage fraud, we're going to do something about it. And I think that you're going to see us be taking this on in a big way. Mortgage fraud is a big problem. These companies are safe and sound, but where we see it, we are going to do something about it. And that subject's case is no different.
Well, what are the ramifications of this now that you've referred this for criminality to the DOJ?
Well, I would refer that to the DOJ. Again, as I say, we spend our days, we are mortgage experts. We are not politicians. I view this as an academic job. Obviously, the president can fire me at any time. So I guess in that way, but look, I look at this as an independent agency. We found the mortgage fraud, whether it be that particular subject or other subjects, and we work actively with the DOJ and different law enforcement agencies, and we will continue to do so. We are not going to be intimidated by somebody. Nobody is above the law, and that includes famous people or lawyers or what have you.
And what is your response to her saying, look, this was a mistake. I mistakenly wrote that I was a resident of Virginia?
Well, again, I don't want to respond to the specific comments that she would make or that the subject's criminal defense lawyer would make. I would just say generally that we will leave a lot of that up to the DOJ. I will say, though, however, just as a general matter, that occupancy fraud is a real issue. People saying that they're going to live in one state and going to it and really not even living there and getting better interest rates, getting better down payment terms, as well as people saying that people are part of their families that they're not. I mean, I'm making these general comments because we see patterns of this. We see patterns and practice of fraud across the United States, and this stuff has to stop, Maria.
Yeah.
And
I showed you already with Schumer. We showed you with a couple of other executives. Who's a lot of people that's basically doing this. A lot of people that's in office that want to actually hold positions in certain states. They do that. They have real estate in another state. They might have gotten a different position, but they still have that property. Still got 2 more that I owe you guys. Now we're going to come with a boom, a banger. We got some real serious situations going on right here with the Sinaloa cartel leader. He was boom, boomed in the dome. Yes, on fire, and the Mexican authorities basically ran down on the Sinaloa cartel member. I think he was another El Chapo something or El something. Yeah. Okay, but it's another one. We can scratch him off the scoreboard because he's no longer with us, you guys. I got 2 more that I owe you. Then I'm coming to the comments. I want to stack them with some real good information as far as something that's current, stuff that's actually, incisive, so that you guys have something to talk about in the comments. So let's go.
Of an infamous Mexican drug cartel has died after a gunfight with Mexican authorities. Local officials attempting to take the man who went by the nickname El Paris into custody. The United States had $1 million bounty on his head for any information leading to his arrest. The DEA calling him a key figure in importing and distributing fentanyl into the U.S. News Nation's Jorge Ventura joins us live with the very latest on all of this. Jorge.
Well, Kelly, another blow to the Sinaloa cartel is now we are now learning that Jorge Humberto El Periz Figueroa, he's a high-ranking member within the Sinaloa cartel and aligns with the El Chapitos faction of the cartel. He was killed when Mexican members of the military allegedly attempted to move in to arrest it. He opened fire on the Mexican military. That's when they returned fire, and Humberto was killed. Mexico's Secretary of State saying this on X regarding that operation, quote, as part of the strategy to build peace in Sinaloa, an operation was carried out to arrest Jorge Humberto alias El Periz. He also went on to say, quote, this person is identified as one of the main orchestrators of the attacks on authorities in 2019 in Culiacan, in addition to being related to homicides and kidnappings that affected the peace and tranquility of Sinaloa society. Now, here in the U.S., El Periz faces a litany of charges, including conspiracy to import and distribute fentanyl within the United States. The U.S. government did place a $1 million bounty reward for any information leading up to his arrest. And according to the Mexican government, El Periz led Sinaloa cartel members to firefights with Mexican law enforcement following the arrest of one of El Chapo's sons in Culiacan. El Periz, now killed, could deal a major blow to the Lopitos faction of the Sinaloa cartel, who is currently involved in an ongoing war with the faction aligned with Ismael El Mayo Zambada.
A big infight happening between the Mayos and the Chapitos, which are the two factions of the Sinaloa cartel, which I think the Mexican government here is taking advantage and had been hitting the Chapito side for some reason a lot harder. And you see this ongoing war on a daily basis, especially in the Sinaloa, Culiacan area.
And this operation in Sinaloa from Mexican military does come as earlier this month, U.S. federal authorities, including ICE, partnered with Mexican authorities in Sinaloa to dismantle 3 large-scale synthetic drug production labs for narcotics. Another blow to the Sinaloa cartel, now facing the full force of the U.S. government. I'll be like,
man, you see that right there, all them drugs that they got up off the field? Oh my God, that's real good right there. A lot of people gonna be alive now. I got one more that I owe you guys, and we're gonna take it over to Wonder Woman. Yes, Kristi Noem. She has a warning for Harvard students as well as the administration when it comes down to foreign students, and they're basically cracking down in a major way. This is the last one that I owe you guys right here. Then I'm coming to the comments. Let's try to stay on topic. Let's try to stay on point. Co-host, let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into this right here. And also, everybody new, let me know where you're chiming in from so that we can make sure that we search for content in your city, state, or your country. Let's go.
The move marks another hit to the university, which already is facing huge cuts to federal research funding. So Trump's taking the money, and he wants to block who's coming into this country. Some 27% is the number of foreign students on campuses. He wants to slow that down, just like he slowed down the U.S. border, so he can see who's in this country. And if they hate America, as the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has said, you can leave and we'll help you go. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem joined the story yesterday and told the prestigious university to bring it.
Harvard brought these consequences upon themselves. Harvard has a history of allowing not just protests, but violent protests where students were assaulted, they were discriminated against, they were verbally abused, and they've even facilitated a training for a paramilitary group affiliated with the CCP. So it's not just pro-Hamas activities that they have allowed to have happen on their campus. They've also allowed participation with communist China.
Harvard already responding to this news, saying it's illegal. We could anticipate some kind of battle royale through the courts. But for now, we wish you the best. Secretary Noem, thanks so much for joining us.
All right. All right, you guys, that's my 4. I put those 4 on deck. I got so much more in the clip. I really appreciate everybody that's here right now. We got over 400 people in the building right now. So y'all do me a favor, don't run. Don't run. Still going to be more videos. Still going to be more to come. What we want to do right now is double tap the screen to get those likes up so that everybody knows that we're here. Once I go to the comments, I'm going to read everything that you guys have to say, and then I'm going to play more videos. And the ones that I have coming are even better than the ones that you just saw. So don't run, don't leave, because I really want you guys to stay here this morning and enjoy Memorial Day with us. Become a member, subscribe to the channel. This is our bottom line. What we do here, we play the clips, Then I come to the comments and I read all of your comments. No matter if you give a super chat, no matter what you give up, we just want to see what you guys have to say. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, independent, or a Democrat. Everybody can have their voice here. I am not either, and that's why we made the platform for everybody. I want to read some comments, coming back with some serious video, and I'm coming to the comments right now. Let's go. Oh my God. What the hell is that? All right, Harley, is that $400 right there? Thank you for the super chat right there, the $400. We really appreciate that. Yeah, really appreciate that super chat right there. That's dope. We really appreciate that. And we can use that for the iMac for a whole lot of stuff. So God bless you and thank you so much for that super chat. I don't know how many times I should say something to this person because they really need to know that we really appreciate them. Harley, I really appreciate you for that right there. Thank you so much and God bless you. We see some other ones up here as well. But Harley, oh my God, I might do a whole video for you. Oh, $5 for job 4. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that so much from you. That's like 5,000 as well. Harley, you're the one. Dead ass. Job 4, appreciate you all the time because you always come through. No matter if it's a small donation, no matter if you guys are putting up memberships, whatever you guys are doing, we appreciate you here. Harley, got some merch for you. Email me right now at bridgethisllc@gmail.com. We can send you some sweatshirts. Got some merch for you. Can't just do that right there and not look out for you. And I'm so sorry for going off course of what we're supposed to be talking about, but really appreciate that right there. Hector says hi. Want to see what else you guys got to say over here. Almost had me cry. That was crazy. Job 4 is like, hey there. Rebecca says, job for 9. Hi, Tom. I'm from Long Island. Oh, that was dope. I like that. Candace says, commenting from 6 hours west of the city. Okay, Harley, Long Island, New York. Harley, really appreciate you. Santa Barbara's in the building with Thomas. You guys don't go nowhere. I seen the numbers run down. Don't worry about that. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about that because sometimes we're going to let those other people run because they're going to miss this triple clip. And I feel so sorry for them. I tried to get them to stay. You see that, guys? Normally, I don't try to get them to stay. I always say, let the people run when we ask for likes because that's what they deserve. And I always say that the people over here are going to woosah. But then couple of people ran away. So I really feel bad for them because we got some clips that's coming up next that you guys are going to have to bear with me with because some of them are time stamped and I got to make sure that I'm skipping one that we've already covered and you guys are going to understand that because a lot of you guys continuously come to the show. So with that being said, I want to still make sure that I'm getting to these comments because I want to make sure that we're covering what we saw already. I appreciate the work that you do in a nice way to finish my midnight shift. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. Well done, says Thomas. Okay, you ain't slick, Diddy. Okay, hey, Seed. Thanks, Harley. Yes, thank you so much again, Harley. There's 20 more El Perros waiting behind him. You know what? Thank you. Also, who that right there? Canastillo Valley. You're so right. And I'm so glad that you're staying on topic because there is a lot of people waiting right behind them. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to keep fighting because they have to and making it harder for the cartels. And it does show that they're going after them. Let's just give them that. Let's just give them the E for effort and the fact that they are penetrating no Diddy the cartels and getting to a good point here. We're going to thank Job for 9 for always coming through. God bless you, Harley. See what I'm saying? Job for 9 is so cool. He's thanking somebody else for giving us a super chat over here. That's why we rock with people like that. Thank you guys so much. Harley says, happy Memorial Day. I was honored to serve 2 hours in the 2 tours. I'm sorry. In the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fi. There you go. Harley, happy Memorial Day. Honored to serve 2 tours in the U.S. Marine Corps. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you and we love you and we thank you for all that you've done for the country, Harley. Straight up and down. Thank you so much. Everybody, let's give Harley a shout out and let's give Harley the love and respect that he deserves for serving the country. All right, y'all, go ahead, give him some love right there. Oh my God, Brandon, I just hit a blinker. Now I'm here. What's going on, chat? Okay, you guys, I got to get busy right now. Because what we have right now, we got a sparring match. We got and boy, I'm not even going to talk about it. We got to get to Washington right now. We're going to go right to this clip. We're going to get into this. I got work to do. I got a timestamp to work on. So yes, we're going to get into this right now, you guys. Right now, we're going to head right over to Washington, D.C. We're not even going to worry about these trucks that Biden pardoned. We're not going to worry about all of this crap going on with Amazon. We want to get to this right here. And I'm talking about we're going to be so happy when we get into this. Watch this.
Brian Murphy has ordered the Trump administration to maintain, quote, custody and control of a group of illegal migrants that were deported to Sudan just to make sure they can be returned to the United States.
Okay, yeah, we're going to take that one and skip the next one. Let's get into this. Let's get into this clip. We're going to stay with Christina Aguayo for a while because she got busy this day on this clip. We're staying with her for a minute.
Are your top stories. A so-called activist judge, Brian Murphy, has ordered the Trump administration to maintain, quote, custody and control of a group of illegal migrants that were deported to Sudan just to make sure they can be returned to the United States. The Biden-appointed judge is worried about due process for the illegal migrant criminals. ICE released the flight manifest for the flight that includes 8 illegal migrants that all have serious criminal convictions, including multiple murders and...
So what is he worried about them for? Now I remember why I put this. Yeah, we getting busy. Let's go.
Sex offenders. It's unclear if Sudan is the final destination for the illegal migrant criminals. However, the Trump administration will often send illegal migrants to a third-party country if the country of the illegal is blocking repatriation. On the flight, 1 illegal migrant from South Sudan. The rest are from Cuba, Burma, Vietnam, and Mexico. DHS conducted a huge raid in California and arrested 13 Armenian gang members who have...
Yeah, we saw this already. This the one we're going to skip?
Secretary Marco Rubio put a beat down on the senator that had margaritas with Kilmer Abrego Garcia after Senator Chris Van Hollen, said he regretted voting for Rubio. Watch.
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job. I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support services.
I raised Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond?
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose to use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please suspend that way. Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're going to see
Chairman,
who you went to
Senator,
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court of the United States because he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch.
The Supreme Court voted in favor of a Republican lawmaker after Democrats stripped her of her voting and speaking privileges for sticking up for women in sports.
The chair understands that the member does not intend to submit an apology to the body.
That is correct.
The member will be in violation of House Rule 401, Part 11. The member will not be able to cast a vote.
Just so you know, we just skipped into another clip where a party member they were trying to admonish, they were trying to silence her, and they basically sent it to a higher court, and the Supreme Court overturned it. This is them actually handing down the sanction right here.
Or speak on the floor until the member has come back into compliance with House Rule 401, Part 11. The member may return to her seat.
The Supreme Court voted 7-2 in favor of Maine Republican Representative Laurel Libby after Maine Democrats punished her for speaking out against biological males competing in female sports, marking a huge win for free speech. If you're wondering which two Supreme Court justices voted against the free speech rights of a state rep who was censored for protecting women, they are Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Libby was targeted by Democrats after speaking out about a biological male winning a girls' pole vault event at a state competition. The post went viral, getting the attention of President Donald Trump, who clashed with Maine's Democrat Governor Janet Mills over his executive order protecting girls in sports. More than 700 trucking companies list the same address.
Nope, that's it. As a matter of fact, y'all might want to see this because it shows some Joe Biden sloppy work. Should I let y'all see this? I already said it, and I know y'all gonna be mad if I don't let you hear it. So go ahead.
In Signal Hill, California, near Long Beach, which is the second largest. 700 trucking companies list the same address in Signal Hill, California, near Long Beach, which is the second largest container port in the nation. About 500 of the companies share the same phone number and email address, leading many to believe a major fraud is happening in the trucking industry, hurting American truck companies. Joe Biden pumped $57 million in grants into the trucking industry in 2021, with the Biden-Harris Trucking Action Plan working to streamline drivers getting their CDL licenses, which it did, as more than 876,000 CDLs have been issued since January 2021. At the same time, Biden expanded programs like CBP-1 and CHNV Parole, which issued work permits to more than 531,000 migrants and added 70,000 H-2B visas, allowing migrants to pursue trucking jobs. The U.S. experienced a 400% rise in freight fraud from 2022 to 2023. Damn. In April of 2023, the potential fraud was reported to the FMCSA, highlighting the improbability of so many companies operating from a single small building in a town of 11,500 people. Yet nothing has been done. The email address, WTFFMSCA@AOL.com, has been described as mocking the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. In April, President Donald Trump signed an executive order saying that speaking English is a non-negotiable safety requirement for truck drivers. The executive order came about 1 month after 37-year-old.
Okay, we just going right here, right now, y'all.
Biden reviewed 1,538 clemency actions that included 1,499 commutations and 39 pardons in one day. But is that even possible? Let's go ahead and look at the calculations. If the signings happened with each clemency action getting a 5-minute review, it would take 17 and a half days if working 8-hour days. Signing each clemency with a 10-minute review would take 34.9 days if working 8-hour days. This is in December of 2024, 3 months after the disastrous presidential debate between Biden and Trump, so it seems likely it may have taken longer for Biden to review each clemency action with the need for multiple breaks due to his cognitive decline.
Now, that was the first time I ever saw that auto pen right there. So it looks like what they're basically trying to say here is there's no way that he could sign all of those pardons in that amount of time. This looks like more of a believable option to have that many pardons get signed. And this is basically the auto pen. I'm assuming they replicate your signature and whatever you overall approve, they just put the pages there and it just keeps on signing. And it looks like that's the possible way that all of those signatures were actually signed, because it looks like a Xerox copy when it comes down to all of these signatures right here. These don't look like there's no way in the world you're going to be able to do that every time the same way. So yeah, auto pen. I showed you guys that everything in that clip for a reason. Now I can really come to the comments. You guys should have a whole lot for me now. What y'all got for me over here? Besides that $400 tip that Harley just gave up and for that super chat, and we really appreciate that, as well as everybody giving you the thumbs up and appreciation for it as well. Again, Harley, we really appreciate you over here. We got a lot of news out, you guys. What y'all think is going on? Yeah, I have to, brother. I don't got money like that. I gotta repeat a suit. Wait a minute. Somebody trying to call me out. Toto said, "Dude is repeating suits now." I mean, yeah. You think I got a whole bunch of suits, Toto? Unless I'm getting tips like that from Harley every day. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way in the world I'm gonna keep on put on the whole different suit. As long as it's clean, I'm looking sharp, and you don't look like this in it. I don't mind, brother. I don't mind. As long as I'm rotating, you don't see me in the same blue funky every day, do you? Now let's keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. Okay, dude. Okay, what else? Mickey says corruption. BTK says Biden wasn't even president in DC. Joe Doe says the logistics operators that sent the drivers out of their assignments and keep track of the CDL drivers and freight speak English and not Spanish. Margaret says, wow. CB says, good morning, everybody. Jada Gamer says, let's put tariffs on every country. Then let's spend billions making the global dome. Trump said, okay, Oaken says, Bieber up there. Yeah, Bieber's up there. We got something going on with Bieber today, y'all. Tracy says, who was paid for pardons? Question mark. JP Hoover says, suit looks fly as shit, though. Look at that. JP Hooper, appreciate you, dog. Pop your collar. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's how you give your brothers a compliment. When you, instead of hating, yo, bro, that suit look tight on you today, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Uplift. We like to do this over here. We don't like to downgrade. We like to make people happy, even if we're making a joke. Let's keep on going, you guys. What else we got? We got Mickey P. All of this corruption actions need to be overturned. What else y'all got for me over here? What else y'all got for me? Y'all got but if you're an American, no help getting CDL, huh? Looks like a lawyer to me. Okay, Ogan. Keith says, auto pen was used. Billy says, what is this even about? Are you a Trumper? You don't know, Billy. Ain't got no time to explain, but no, I'm not. Joe says, stay blessed, bro. Thank you so much, Joe. Masala Davis, you look great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. You look good and professional. Thank you. Braylon's Gaming says, hey, brother, I dropped a like sub because you do look sharp. Thank you so much. Mike says, auto pardons. Ooh, I like that one, Mike. Mike said auto pardons, y'all. Mary Janes in Kansas says, it's a nice suit. Quit deflecting and learn something. Mars, I don't own a suit neither. Does the other fool. He said, I don't even own a suit. Neither does the other fool. Talking about why I rock with y'all. Don't be playing with me because the co-hosts are going to get you. They know how we get down over here. We put it all on the line. We don't play. We got some situations going on down in San Diego. And you know, once I find out any information, I'm over here like, oh, okay, pull that to the side. I'm talking about we really go in on the pooling. If it's 15 seconds, I'm going to bring it to you. We got a situation going on in San Diego right now where this official uncovers disturbing problems on a tour of the southern border. I think you guys might want to hear about this, where a lot of people are getting treated the way that I told you that it might happen. Remember when I told you all of these bosses are going to say, they came into my business, they took all of my workers, and they're treating them so bad. What's going to happen to them? That's when I step up and I say, well, let me ask you a question. How much was you paying that worker? What was their hours? Did they have any medical? Did they get any time off? Let me see some of the slips and some of the accounting that you were actually doing when it came down to that worker. Then they start doing this, abba-dooba baba Bieber? Abba-dooba baba Bieber. Yeah, that means you don't know. Yeah, excuse me, boo-boo. Yeah, now you start talking a whole nother language because you don't got that paperwork that we're really asking you for. Well, guess what? It happened somewhere. And it's really going on down in San Diego, taking advantage of people because of their lack of paperwork. They're getting here illegal, as well as paying them in pesos. Not only that, giving their paychecks to the cartel. Come on, guys. We got to keep it moving on this one. This will look like something real innocent, right? Nothing's going on here until this happens.
And now, Jim Desmond, San Diego County Supervisor. Sir, you recently toured San Diego's border communities. You said what you uncovered about illegal migrant workers there was really disturbing. How so? Explain that, please.
Well, the Deputy Secretary of Labor, Keith Sonderling, paid a visit to our southern border, and I gave him a tour of that. And this was an effort to protect American jobs and prevent human trafficking. I mean, we had San Diego border during the Biden administration. We were one of the #1 hotspots. We had thousands of people coming across the border a day. We had 155,000 people just dropped at our transit station here near the southern border. We've got a lot of new industry along the border, a lot of businesses popping up, warehouses and things like that. And people are getting exploited. We've heard of people that came here illegally are now working in some of these facilities. They're being paid in pesos, or they're being paid, or they're paying off the cartels, or they're smuggling debts. So we really want to make sure we protect American jobs and we prevent this type of human trafficking. So that was what the tour was basically about with the Deputy Secretary, to make sure those types of things are halted here in San Diego County.
Well, what you're talking about here is undermining the wage rules that we have in the United States. How do you stop this from happening? People being paid in pesos, for heaven's sake?
Yes, and I mean, what we've got to be doing, and the Department of Labor is saying they're doing this actively. They're looking at records, they're looking at financials, they're looking at all these other reportable actions by some of these businesses, and we do have just a whole bunch of businesses along the border on both sides of the border, and a lot of these businesses and buildings are run by Mexico. They purchase buildings and property on both sides of the border. So what we got to make sure is that we are protecting American jobs, making sure that, the people are getting paid properly, and this type of exploitation is not happening.
Yeah, but it's not only happening on the border. It's happening in restaurants. It's happening all over, you guys. So I'm not going to go into another clip of it. I'm just letting you see exactly the level and what's happening with this. I want to come to the comments and see what you guys have to say. We had a lot happen so far. And yes, the clip isn't even halfway full. Don't run. Don't go anywhere. You guys do me a favor. If y'all appreciate the content and the fact that your boy gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to pool and make sure that we have the most relevant content for that day. And then we start the show at 6 o'clock and run until we're done. That's what we do every single day here on Our Bottom Line. We have the most phenomenal co-hosts that make sure that things are running properly in the comments. We have a fair forum, and that's what we do over here. So right now, I want to know what you guys have to say about the stuff that we just watched. Let's get into the comments, y'all. What y'all got for me? What y'all got for me over here? We got Joe Doe that says sell out. Okay, you know what? Before I'm gonna do it like this. Joe Doe says sell out. I don't know if you've seen in Living Color, the last episode, Damon Wayans walked up to the front and said, before I sell out, I get the hell out. So Joe Doe, BAM! Out of here. Get up out of here with that crap. What else we got? We got Joe Rogan is in the building, if that's the real one. Joe Rogan says, what that mouth do? Oh yeah, you out of here too. We're gonna get some people up out of here. Boom! What else you got? Let's keep on. Y'all, okay, co-host, let's get busy. They're about to try to get at us right now because we hot. They're trying to play right now. So come on, co-host. Let's get some people up out of here. Where VIP at? Where Kendra at? Hey, Batty, let me know who playing games so we can get up out of here. Let's go. Let's get them up out of here, y'all. If they acting up, y'all let me know so I can get them up out of here. Yeah, there we go. Y'all let me know so we can get them up out of here. Mary James and Candace, what's wrong with many of you? If you don't like what you hear, leave. Keep your BS to yourself or go peddle it somewhere else. Thank you. There you go. What else you got? Sawdust Head. Here you go. And you out of here too. Bam! All you got was that off and you out of here. Okay, what else we got? Who else we playing? Who else we playing with? Who else want to go? Who else we want to go? Demonetized now. You already, you always here. You ain't going nowhere. Jason says, RIP. Wait a minute. Let's see who else we getting up out of here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Jason says, RIP to lost veterans and happy Memorial Day. God bless you, Jason. Thank you for staying on topic. Okay, what else we got? Who else we getting the hell up out of here? What is the Golden Dome? We're going to get to that, but we got to get some people up out of here first. Diddy Kratz, take it up the wrong one. Wait a minute. Mike Oxlong, here you go. And matter of fact, that wasn't too bad. I'm going to let you get away with that. Because, okay, disregard the noise. What else you got? Respect. Yeah, whoever's going to act up, y'all can leave on your own. We're going to do this right here. We're going to tell y'all what y'all can do right now. If y'all don't like what's going on, y'all can self-deport. Real talk. And I'm not a Republican, not an independent, and I'm not no Democrat. And you're mad at me because you're supposed to be. No, I'm not. I'm supposed to be smart and keep it moving. We're going to keep on moving with these clips the way we do it, like all the time. And I'm in the mood right now. You guys got me charged up. I'm really appreciative. Y'all give me so much energy, and I appreciate you guys. Jeffrey says, if you aren't hiring illegals, you need to pay a huge fine, no matter how you vote. It says, I'm sorry, if you are hiring illegals, you need to pay a huge fine, because now you know what you're doing? You're making it hard for the U.S. citizens. You're trying to find a way, or you don't want to pay us a fair wage because you know we're not going to work no 75,000 hours for $12 or $10, right? Because the ends ain't going to justify the damn means. So now you want to go try to find somebody else that you can take advantage of. Then when the police come in there and lock them up and all of that, now all of a sudden you want to cry wolf. Let me see the paperwork. See if you keep on crying. Yeah, now they're starting to fine all of those people anyway. We got to come on over to New York. Yes, my state, New York, concrete jungle where it's crazy and deranged that I ain't even going to sing that other part of the song because that ain't even happening no more. It's crazy over here. I think the best song to use as a description of New York right now is what Frank Sinatra says when he says, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. Because if you can make it in New York right about now, boy, you ain't no joke. You used to let the mic smoke. You ain't no joke. Real talk. We got this explosion that happened in New York City, a sewage transport boat that sadly killed one person, right, and 2 others were injured. There's an investigation under the way, and we actually have the video here. Check this out. It's a developing story. It just
Investigators
happened.
are still trying to figure out what caused a boat carrying raw sewage to explode on the Hudson River. One man was killed, 2 others on board were injured.
They were all employees for the city's Department of Environmental Protection. Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lance is live in West Harlem with the very latest on this investigation. Shantae.
Tony and Michelle, good morning. That deadly explosion happened in the Hudson River here. That 59-year-old worker, we're learning, had worked for New York City for 33 years. Eyewitness News cameras were rolling at that scene yesterday on that vessel. The blast happened around 10:30 a.m. The worker killed was an employee at the North River Wastewater Resource Recovery Facility. It's a sewage treatment plant just off of the Henry Hudson Parkway near 138th Street. Fire officials say he and 2 other plant employees were transporting raw sewage on the vessel when a compartment holding some of the waste exploded. Fire officials say the force of that explosion pushed one of the workers into the water, pinning him between the vessel and the pier, which ultimately killed him.
There were 2 civilians injured. A 3rd civilian, unfortunately, was blown by the force of the explosion in between the pier and the vessel itself.
Those 2 other workers are recovering this morning. The man killed the 59-year-old worker of 33 years for the city. We do not know his name yet, but investigators are trying to determine exactly what led to that explosion. Live in Harlem, Shantae Lance, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Nobody's safe nowhere. I know that wasn't no gas emissions or something like that. So what blew up? The boat is still intact. These people, one is blown into the water between the vessel and the... This is kind of crazy right here, you guys. All I can do is deliver the news. I really come here to try to find out what you guys think of this stuff because I don't really be knowing all the time what's happening. How can you explain that? Do me a favor. How can we explain this going on over here? What we got over here? Yes, thank you so much. What we got over here? Job for 9. You ain't trying to be shown out today with that $50. Appreciate you. Proud to be an American. There you go. American, Puerto Rico. Love you. Keep it up, Bugatti. Nice suit. Thank you so much. Kyle says cyberboat ? What else y'all got for me? Job for this man deserves all he receives. He believes in prosperity. I believe in my people and I believe in us being well and doing good. That's all we care about, you guys. We're going to give it a nice smile going on soon because y'all got me feeling really good today. Real talk. What else y'all got over here? Okay, Jude says at Alan D suffers from TFD, Trump filleting syndrome. Okay. La Chindra says what blew up? I don't even know. Thank you, La Chindra. What blew up? Because I didn't see anything that blew up. I saw the aftermath of what they're talking about. It looked like some debris or something that they was cleaning up. But what was it? Was it emissions? Was it with some gas or whatever like that? Like what happened? And the boat is still intact? We need some questions there. We're going to keep it going. But I want you to double tap that screen right now to get those likes up. What that does is, I'm going to explain it to you. They're always asking for likes. When you like, you double tap the screen. And since there's a lot of you here, it goes up into the algorithm, and YouTube sees that, and they say, "Hey, why are all of these people liking this that's going on over here? Let's send out a blast." And now a bunch of other people see it, and then they come over here. And if you guys don't believe me, you look at the comments and you see somebody say, "So what's going on over here?" That's the full circle, because you hit that button and all of you guys did it simultaneously and ran those numbers up. And that's all we try to do over here. We understand it's hard out here for a pimp. Sometimes your pockets be hurting, but we really concentrate on getting those likes up to get more people over here, especially when there's a lot of people here. And I really try to concentrate on making sure you guys get good video content and making sure that we stay on point. That's my job. The people in the comments, your job is to try to stay on topic so that we have a good rapport. And sometimes you may have a, what do you call it? A debate. But when you have a debate, you have a conversation. Out of a conversation, you can possibly come up with a solution. So it happened many times. Keep on moving forward. Deep state, at least 100 staffers are out, and they're left because they're overhauling. And it's a lot going on right now with the National Security Council. Want you guys to see this right here. It's new news. It's happening. It's on point. It's something that we got to keep up with. So yeah, let's get some fat on our brains about this situation right here. The deep state and what they're doing right now and the plans to overhaul it.
To cover this weekend. Take a look. This is a scoop from Axios. They say that President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio have orchestrated a vast restructuring of the National Security Council, reducing its size and transferring many of its powers to the state and defense departments. A White House official told the news outlet that the reorganization is Trump and Rubio's latest move against what they see as Washington's deep state. Retired Marine intelligence officer and host of the Strat podcast, Hal Kempfer, is here. As always, Hal, good to have you in. Let's start off with the most basic thing possible here. What's the deep state? What do they mean by that?
Well, the deep state is kind of a political, I don't know if you want to say philosophy or whatever. It's this entrenched bureaucracy that is not responsive to the people, if you will, not responsive to anybody but themselves. That's what they mean by the deep state. And with that, over the last, I want to say 30, 40 years, 50 years, there's always been this idea that there's this kind of secret agenda by these, permanent public figures, government officials that do things on behalf of themselves, and they control intelligence. They do a lot of other things. Of course, a lot of conspiracy stuff, and you can just pick a conspiracy and throw it at the deep state. That's been going on. What I will say is that certainly President Trump feels that he has been the victim of entrenched federal officials that have said things and done things without any repercussions to them at the time. And certainly part of it is too, and if you look at this, there was a feeling that this thing got really out of hand after 9/11. And with the war on terror, not only all the things about, illegal spying and stuff like that, all these various different programs that were alleged, or, well, in some cases, there were actual programs that were doing some stuff that brought a lot of questions. But the other thing was that the feeling was that this national security construct had been led astray to the point that, we justified going into Iraq. And I will tell you, there's a lot of those who are, like myself, veterans of Iraq, a lot of folks in national security that kind of question the justification for why we had to go into Iraq, why we had to take Baghdad. The term WMD has kind of taken a different political hue, if you will, just because of how it was used to justify Iraq. That's part of it. And part of it is they're looking at the National Security Council and they're saying, okay, this is kind of a deep state. And the truth is, National Security Council seems to have only done one thing since its inception, I think under the Eisenhower administration, which is grow and grow and grow. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was originally a small group in the White House, the West Wing, and it just seemed to grow and get bigger. And for the various departments, Department of Defense, Department of State, to some extent CIA, some of the others, the feeling was that you're dealing with a separate bureaucracy that was blocking or filtering or doing whatever your feedback or whatever your intelligence or whatever you're saying to the president, it was going into this national security construct and going into a different different route. And
he has so much more. I just can't keep on going with one clip. But if you guys want to check out this, there's so much more. And when you have like somebody that's been around for so long, even if you do not agree with their points, they can make some sort of like a outline and give you some sort of a sense of what's been going on. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff that he was talking about. Also the understanding of it. And if I have a question of anything, because I'm smart, I would take some of his information and then I would start asking questions against it just to make sure that I'm proof checking it to make sure it's the right information. I want to know what you guys have to say about this content. Let's keep on going forward. Let's keep on moving, y'all. What y'all got for me over here? John says, we demand Paddington. The Celtics got gassed. John says, Jude, that's my job. Stop giving them credit. What else you got? Batty Lynn says, Alan D, stay on topic or get out of here. Alan D, stay on topic or get out of here. Batty Lynn is no joke and she will get you out of here. Mike, Big Mike loves Alan D. Okay, Joe says, okay, Alan took the L but ended up taking the D. Alan, you might get up out of here because now you're starting to send my crowd in a different direction. John, too political. Can we watch Paddington? You know what? I thought the same thing. It was too political. Okay. But I got some more politics that I got to bring you guys into because it's the title. So y'all don't want to see the title? I'm gonna still do it anyway. We got to talk about President Trump and Pete Hegseth as they announce the Golden Dome. I got some heat for you guys, but we always got to get the politics out the way. And yes, a lot of people like the politics too. So yeah, we got to do what we got to do for everybody on the platform. And just so you know, how do we know that there's other people that like that like politics? Because that's when we do our alternate days and we come on a show that's called The Spotlight, where I don't have to wear the suit and people tell me what they want to see. And a lot of people like this, like the politics, and many people like the short stories and clips. So I know what we're doing over here. Let's keep it moving. We can't just keep, the action going. Sometimes you got to get some fat on your brain to know what's going on. Real talk. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's keep going.
Any questions?
Mr. President, you had mentioned at the beginning of your remarks that this was a campaign promise of yours. Have military commanders asked for this system specifically? Because NORAD had said previously that the current system was adequate. So what does this get the United States?
Somebody said the current system is
adequate.
adequate. There really is no current system. We have certain areas of missiles and certain missile defense, but there's no system. We just have some very capable weapons that hopefully we never have to use, but we have some very capable weapons. No, this is a different league. There's never been anything like this. This is something that's going to be very protective. I think you can rest assured there'll be nothing like this. Nobody else is capable of building it either.
Was it something that military commanders asked you for? Did they ask you to do this?
Well, let me put it differently. I suggested it, and they all said, we love the idea, sir. It's the way it's got to be, right? But they want it, and they wanted it badly once it was suggested. I don't know if they ever thought they would be lucky enough to have it, but we were able to get it done, and we have all the funding, so pretty much tucked away. I think most people feel it's very important to have. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. When you first announced this idea, critics said it would be prohibitively expensive, potentially ineffective, and could trigger an arms race in space. What do you say to those critics about that?
Well, they're wrong. It's about as close to perfect as you can have in terms of real production. I told you Canada wants to be a part of it, which be, fairly small expansion. But we'll work with them on pricing. We'll be dealing with them on pricing. They know about it very much. They've asked to be a part of it, actually. They've asked us to be a part of it. I think it's something that is great. If you can afford to do it, we can afford to do it. We took in $5.1 trillion in the last 4 days in the Middle East. And when you think about it, this is a tiny fraction of that. But we make it all here. We're going to make it all here. We have, I will tell you, an adversary told me, a very big adversary told me the most brilliant people in the world are Silicon Valley. He said, we cannot duplicate him. We can't. This was somebody that I won't tell you who it is, but you'd be amazed. We have the most brilliant minds in the world doing this kind of thing, the equipment, the space, the computers, everything. But I said that we just can't duplicate what you have there in Silicon Valley. We never have been able to. There's a very strong group of people and very strong minds. But they
So what we're doing is we're creating a dome that's going to be able to cover cruise missiles, certain things like when they try to shoot rockets and all sorts of short range, long range missiles, anything that can actually hurt the United States of America from any part of anywhere. We're going to have a golden dome that protects us. There's a lot of people that don't care for the golden dome. There's certain people that do care for the golden dome. What do you guys think about the golden dome? Let me know in the comments. We got to keep on moving forward. That's it for politics. We're done with politics. I hope you guys are happy because we got to move forward. And sadly, it's bad news. So you want to run into something. Sometimes you're running into something that's bad. So yes, bad situation with this man. We're going to bless his soul and we're going to pray for his family because right now we're going to go on to Brooklyn again in my city, my part of the apple. And we're going to go right over to this situation where this man was in a house fire, apartment fire, was trying to get out and sadly went to step on the top of the fireman's ladder and he fell and he's no longer with us, you guys. We cover everything over here, not just one side of it. We got to get up-to-date news and stuff that's going on. So yeah, I want to know what you guys got to say about that. After that, I'm going to play this right here and then we're coming to the comments. Let's go.
Details tonight about a tragedy in Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
A man fell to his death during an attempt to rescue him from a burning building. News Story's Gabi Acevedo reporting live near 9th Avenue and 39th Street with more on this story. Gabi?
Natalie, David, as you just mentioned precisely, this all happened during an FDNY rescue. Fire was tearing through this apartment building behind me here in Sunset Park. Sheikh Hussein then plunged to his death while an FDNY firefighter was working to save him during the emergency. A deadly fall Monday morning having a chilling effect on neighbors around Sunset Park.
Fire is just, chaotic, puts everyone in shock, fear.
Cell phone video shows the frantic moments around 7 a.m. You see 3 people sticking their bodies out of 2 windows on the upper level of a 3-story building, while flames shoot out from the other side. Among the 3 roommates waiting to be rescued, 53-year-old Sheikh Hussein.
He was a very respectful person, very kind gentleman.
Ladders went up to reach their home. Just when it seemed that Sheikh Hussein was about to be rescued, the ladder stretched out to get to him retracted. Hussein falls. We pause the video as he plunged to his death in front of a deli on 9th Avenue on 39th Street.
When I saw that, when he fell down, we rushed, but the firemen tried to stop us. They said, "You can't go, it's a hazard." It was a tragic moment when it happened for us all.
Neighbors wondering what may have caused the ladder to retract as Hussein was stepping onto it while being rescued.
Everyone's human. Mistakes are bound to happen. But the firefighters did their best. Wasn't their fault.
The fire department shared a statement with News 4 saying, as is standard practice, we began a proactive investigation of the facts and circumstances surrounding the tragic death of a civilian immediately, inclusive of our fire marshals, fire operations, and our division of safety.
Something quick like this could happen, for instance, for anybody. It's tragic to lose someone.
Now people around the neighborhood are pulling together, looking to help Sheikh Hussein's family in Pakistan during this difficult time.
He had 3 daughters on one side.
Whatever the community can do to help them would be great.
Natalie, David, FDNY sources say the ladder that retracted has been taken out of service at this point. No crew member has been disciplined in relation to this case. The 2 other roommates, we are told, who were rescued from this fire are okay. Reporting live from Sunset Park, Gabi Acevedo, News 4, New York.
We have some new details.
Man, with that ladder going down like that, I have to say, I don't know if I love the fact that they come to do their job, but man, what's going on with the ladder retracting like that? That was terrible, you guys. Let's get into the comments. I want to know what you guys have to say about that right there. Joe says, Horace got that cologne and okay, whatever. What else y'all got? Yep, we're not doing nothing but the fire. Our first responders are the real heroes. God bless them. There you go, Harley. They tried. That's what the man said. They definitely tried. Definitely tried. Anybody not staying on topic, we're not saying anything that you have going on there. My dad is a roofer and I worry about his ladder falling every day. Not only can he hurt himself, but he can hurt those on the ground. Yeah, Battyland. I used to do roofing and that's a scary job. That's a real scary job. Pray for your dad and he works safely. Mars, how many sheep it takes to check a, okay, what else you got? Mars, you out of here. Matter of fact, because you ain't saying boom, nothing, nothing. You ain't really saying nothing. Now you out of there. BTK, off-duty policeman attacked by 3 men in Parkchester in the Bronx. He's in critical condition. And it's constantly going on, BTK. It's constantly happening. Jason says, hasn't passed yet. You'll see. Okay, it ain't passed yet. We're going to see. There is absolutely no stimulus checks coming under any circumstances because it would deepen the deficit. They was talking about giving us that 5,000, so I don't know about that. I want to know what's up with the 5,000. A lot of people want to know about it and a lot of people don't. But hey, don't be promising people something that you ain't going to give them. How about that? That's all I'm going to say. We're going to keep on moving right now because we got this real serious situation going on in Palestine where these Palestinian truckers are attempting to render aid and they're giving out food on these trucks. Let me tell you, it's so bad over there with the hunger. They're not even letting the trucks stop and drop the food off. As they're driving up the street, you got people jumping on top of the trucks, ripping open the trucks in the top of it, and just throwing out boxes to people in the street. It's sad in Palestine. We're going to pray for everybody. I know you probably on your own side of the situation, but when it comes down to hunger and strife, nobody should be living like this, guys. Let's keep on. I want you guys to see what's going on over here. They're not even letting the trucks drop the stuff off. They're trying to beat the horn so they can get through. They're like, nah, we got this. Now that was crazy. Now that's what's going on over there. Just a small little tidbit, you guys. Like I said, if it's going to be 15, 20 seconds, I want to show it to you guys so y'all can see what's going on over there. Y'all see that? People are people. No, none should be tortured and starved. Pray for everlasting peace. There you go, La Ciandra. Thank you. Michelle says, oh my, what a mess. Exactly. BTK for the injured men of FDNY and NYPD. Love is up. That's right. Love, love. Liberty and justice. Accidents happen, but I know they did everything they could to help bless that poor civilian. What else you got over here? You got Mouse. That 5K would be at but would be at the end of 10 years if the budget actually managed to get out of deficit. Okay, Fly Fishing says, God bless our armed forces and God bless Donald Trump. Mike says, why is this stranger important? What else y'all got? BTK says a tax refund stimulus check of about 1,000 to 1,500 will come. Taxpayers will receive a big, beautiful check. Okay, CB says it's a weight limit issue, maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. I want to know what else you got for me because I got a lot for you. We got this Met Gala situation. I want to know what you guys think about the Trump coin because there's a lot of pushback about it. Certain people are saying that it's lining the pockets. He's lining his own pockets. Certain people are saying other things about it. Also, let me just get into this right here. We got a Met Gala that they're calling a pay for play, and Trump's crypto coin has something to do with it. I am neither here or there on any part of this, but it's news, it's relevant, and it's happening. So I have no choice but to bring it to you guys and find out what you guys have to say about it. Okay, let's go.
You think accepting that flatly unconstitutional multi-million-dollar personal gift from the Qataris was audacious? Wait until you hear about Trump's dinner plans for tonight. Right now, as I'm speaking to you at this hour, with protesters outside, the most brazen act of corruption by a president in our lifetimes, probably in a century, possibly ever, is going down in Northern Virginia right now. They're not really hiding it so much. You could call it the Met Gala of presidential pay for play. Now, of course, we are used to hearing about fancy gala dinners where politicians rub elbows with their top campaign donors who are donating often specifically so they can be near those politicians. And unfortunately, that's become part and parcel of our political system, and I think people view it with a jaundiced eye, understandably. This is not that. Really can't stress that enough. This is just totally at another level, a entirely different stratosphere of corruption. A quote, unforgettable gala dinner with the president at his 800-acre Trump National Golf Resort in Potomac Falls, Virginia, for a very exclusive group.
220 winners of a contest to meet President Trump, the top holders of his crypto coin.
I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful.
NBC News has learned each dinner guest paid between $55,000 and $37.7 million for the Trump coin.
Now, remember, the day before becoming president, Trump, day before inauguration, launched this meme coin, right? It's the Trump coin. And then this whole dinner thing was announced first back in April. It was at www.gettrumpmemes.com.
So now you guys see, I play both sides of the coin. I play Fox, we play MSNBC, we play CNN. It does not matter the platform. What we do over here is we wait for the rabbit to stick his head out the hole. Boom, then we knock his head off. So what we do, we take that information, we find out if it's true, if it makes sense, if it does, and then we make our own assessments. We don't worry about MSNBC, CNN, Fox, no matter who it is, Pix 11, whoever it is, we as human beings make our own decisions, man. So stop with all of that. Why is it MSNBC we watching? Why are we watching Fox? Because we want to know, because then we go check out the information. That's how we get some fat on our brain. Okay, let's get over here right now and see what's going on with these comments. And we also got Harley, who sent that 20 Bugatti NYC gift membership. Thank you for becoming a member finally, Harley. That's what we really want, people like you to make sure that you become a part of our show. Okay, we need to watch every angle. There we go. Now y'all get what I'm saying. Personal gift, LOL. Fake news, thanks for the rabbit. Okay, there you go. There we go. Thank you. Now you get what I'm saying. We got to play both sides of the coin. Batty Lynn says, like, subscribe, and hit the bell and join the Discord. We have a Discord. Y'all can talk about all of this in our Bottom Line Discord. Just go in the description. Boom! And y'all will be able to do this here or there or at the same time. Let's keep on moving, you guys, because now we got this crazy blow up now. Another blow up that the police are investigating. I don't know where Addison is. I know somebody in the comments are going to know where Addison is. But we got this police investigating another explosion. This time it comes from a truck. And I'm talking about this truck was just driving up the street. It caused massive damage to homes. And this looked like it's just too much going on. I don't even know what to say. I am going to open up the clip first, and then I'm going to show you guys what's going on here, and you make your assessment of it.
Blows up in the western suburbs, sending debris into a nearby home and injuring the
As you guys can see, that was a truck that was driving down the street. I don't want that music.
Victor is live in suburban Addison.
I can't do that music. Can't do the music.
Jackie, police say that they have no reason to believe that anything suspicious happened here, but that explosion caused noticeable damage in an Addison neighborhood. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. A home surveillance camera caught the moments a truck exploded in Addison on Saturday morning.
We've got lots of cracks and things in the windshield, so this windshield has to be totally removed.
Rock Foreman says debris from the explosion hit his house and one of his cars. He and his son had just left minutes prior, but his wife and daughter were home when it happened.
It's not a call you ever want to get, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Your house blew up or something blew up around it. It was crazy.
Angelo Sorsi also owns a house nearby. He says he heard a loud noise but didn't know where it came from.
A little while later, I'm getting text messages. Hey, check your property on Wooddale Road and look on Facebook. And I see the streets got debris all over it.
Police say the truck exploded on Wooddale Road just after 8:30 this morning. As a result, 4 homes were damaged and the road was shut down for several hours. The person driving the truck was taken to the hospital to be treated for minor injuries. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation, but police say they believe it started from a leaking propane tank.
Wow.
The truck involved is owned by Pesky Truck Rental. We reached out to them about the incident. A company spokesperson says the customer was moving personal household belongings. They went on to say our security and insurance team will be reviewing the matter. Under Penske's rental agreement, explosive, flammable, or otherwise hazardous materials should not be transported in a consumer rental moving truck.
So basically, they're gonna make you pay for that, homeboy, and they might sue your insurance because, yeah, they don't want to take no responsibility for that, especially all that other damage that's going on around it. Because you know what's gonna happen. That person, whoever got, they're gonna sue everybody. Whoever got hurt, whoever got property damage. If they got a good lawyer, yeah, let's sue everybody and see who gonna cash out. Y'all know how it go. Addison, y'all hold it down now. Like, be careful out there, you guys. We don't know what's going to happen and when. And we got to keep on reporting it here. If you appreciate the content and the way that we pool, the way that we keep this information going, what we want to ask you guys to do right now is what? Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We also would like for you to become a member of the channel. Share and subscribe so that you always know that when we have something going on by notification. Hit that notification so that you know when we got something going on and when we're on, which is every day. Every day, 6 o'clock. We're going to keep it moving right now, guys. We got this bombshell book right now. Nope, we're going to get past that. We're not doing that. We're going to keep on moving forward. We're going to get into the Bieber. We're going to get into the Bieber, you guys, right now, because Justin Bieber, he's finally broke his silence on Diddy and the connection amid the trial. Check this out, you guys. Yes, we get into it. I know you guys see him up there on the thumbnail. You've been asking all day what's going on with the Bieber. Now I'm going to show you what's going on with the Bieber. Let's go with it right now, y'all. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
As Sean Diddy Combs enters his 5th day in federal court, hearing testimony from his ex, Cassie, and soon members of Danity Kane, there's one high-profile star the jury might not be hearing about. Justin Bieber, breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship.
Okay, I can't play too much of that music in the back. You guys can look into that. Look into that story, Entertainment Tonight. Just can't play it because they're going to make me do all this crazy editing later. We're not going to worry about that. Sorry, we can't do that. But yeah, Justin Bieber has some stuff to talk about when it comes down to Sean Diddy Combs and that situation with what's going on with the trial. I myself went down there last week. We sat in on Discovery, which was 3 laptops. There were 3 MacBook Pros, myself and Gene Dill. We sat in the overflow part of the trial. It was the 10th day. Sat down and we found out about 3 different laptops, 3 different MacBook Pros. One they were able to get content from. The second one had corruption on it, but they were able to retrieve information off of it. The third one was factory reset, like when you're trying to sell it, but they still were able to get content off of that one. And just a lot of photos and back and forth stuff that was going on. We're going to have another time when we're going to be going down to the trial, myself and Gene. I'll keep you guys posted up on that. But yes, Bieber did come out saying a few things about, the trial. I think that that's probably when things started changing for him as a child. He was promised a Lamborghini. P. Diddy had a lot to do with his upbringing, and they left him alone with Bieber a lot. I heard about that. I'm not making any allegations or assumptions, but as you can see, he's deteriorated a lot, the Bieber, as well as tried to find Christ when it came down to a very serious point of his addiction, and we could understand that. So can't play that clip because of the music overall, but that's what I'm going to give you out of it. Now we're going to keep on moving forward because we got another situation right here that I always try to give you guys some good information, some stuff to keep some stuff to keep you uplifted. So Orlando, you guys never fail me. I want you guys to come to the front of the congregation. Florida never fails. I'm like, yo, what am I going to find? I need something good right here to show them. I need something to keep them entertained. But guess what? I said, you know what? Florida. They never disapprove. They never let you down. And guess what? Orlando, step to the front of the congregation. Because this man right here was arrested on the beach after driving his truck onto the beach, gets into a beach brawl with people on the beach. And then, you know what he winds up, right? Watch your head. Locked up, won't let him out. Yeah, let's get to Orlando, you guys. And anybody from Florida, please. It's spring break, and I guess they're already acting crazy, because here we go.
The County Beach Patrol says they have been preparing for the unofficial start of summer for a while now. They expect the beaches to be packed with people and say Memorial Day weekend is an all-hands-on-deck operation. They released this statement saying, we're anticipating very large crowds all across the coastline, with core beach areas and off-beach parking lots expected to reach full capacity early each day.
Also new at 5, a brawl on the beach sends one man to jail. That man is accused of driving drunk, doing donuts in the sand, and nearly hitting people. That's when another man stepped in to stop him. And Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn is live in Daytona Beach. So, Chancellor, the fight here was all caught on camera.
Yeah, John, according to the arrest report, the victim's daughter filmed the entire fight. Now, that was after the man was allegedly driving recklessly on the beach. And when he was confronted, things took a violent turn. A brawl on the beach.
Get your over here. Come here.
When a stranger tries to stop a man allegedly driving recklessly on the sand. Deputies say Kelvin Kelly nearly hit several beachgoers along Daytona Beach.
So then he come down the road and he obviously was swerving and almost hit a bunch of people down here.
And when another beachgoer tried to stop him, deputies say Kelly got out of his truck, ran at the beachgoer, and the two got into a fight. An arrest report claims the victim's daughter caught the incident on camera. Deputies pulled Kelly off the victim and cuffed him.
I have no reason to be a case, bro. I've done my time, bro.
In the body camera video, you see a deputy trying to get Kelly into his truck.
I'm going to talk with the door open just